Every time you let anger take over, you're unknowingly placing your strength in someone else's hands. The one who remains composed amid chaos, that's the real leader. Not because they suppress themselves, but because their peace is forged like steel. No insult, setback, or betrayal breaks their center. If your inner stillness wavers depending on how others behave, they're driving your ship, not you. Emotional mastery is no longer optional. It's the defining edge of those who move the world. And in a moment, you'll uncover how to remain steady and undisturbed, no matter who tries to pull you into their storm. Your response is where your power lives. You can't always dictate what people say or do, but you always own your reaction. That alone is your anchor in any storm. Frustration is fuel. You can use it to ignite destruction or to light the path ahead. The wise don't explode. They align. They don't waste energy proving themselves. They focus on building their mission. There's a timeless truth from ancient teachings. He who controls his temper is mightier than one who conquers cities. Remember this. When someone tries to offend you, they're not offering strength. They're revealing their own vulnerability. You can accept their pain or reflect your power. You're not a puppet dancing to someone else's emotions. You're the conductor of your mental symphony. Like a skilled artist removes weeds before they ruin the garden, you must remove resentment before it takes root in your spirit. Train yourself to pause, to breathe, to choose stillness when fury begs for a reaction. This isn't weakness. This is real power. Former President Barack Obama, even at the height of public criticism, often responded not with outbursts, but with poise. Not because he lacked passion, but because he knew silence can speak louder than speeches. Composure lasts. Reaction fades. You must choose the same path. When offense knocks, remember, it's an invitation, not an obligation. You don't have to attend every emotional argument you're invited to. Yes, people will talk. They'll twist your intentions. They'll assign labels that don't belong to you. That's the world. It's always been that way. But if you respond to every jab, explain every move, defend every rumor, you're handing over your most precious currency, your peace. Even the greatest among us, take Mother Teresa, wasn't immune to ridicule or misunderstanding. But she didn't waste time defending herself. She focused on service. She knew, when your heart is anchored in love, you don't chase applause. You follow purpose. Offense is never given, it's chosen. And once you choose to be offended, you've surrendered something priceless. But when you choose to rise above, you become solid, grounded, unmovable. Be like the mountain that doesn't tremble in the wind. Be like the eagle that doesn't flap wildly at every crow's cry. Know who you are and walk in it. Nelson Mandela, after decades in prison, chose forgiveness over revenge. That wasn't passivity. That was strength beyond understanding. When mocked, he smiled. When challenged, he listened. And when insulted, he responded with dignity. He once said, "Resentment is like drinking poison and hoping it harms your enemy." Let that settle in. Holding on to offense hurts you more than them. So every time someone questions your worth, laughs behind your back, or spreads rumors, stop. Don't absorb it. Don't reflect it. Ask yourself, does this define me? If the answer is no, let it go like dust in the wind. You are not a container for other people's chaos. You are a sanctuary, a fire that doesn't flicker with every breeze. Stand tall. Stay still. Move with quiet authority. This is how you win. Emotional stability isn't built in the spotlight. It's built in silence. It starts in those quiet moments where no one's watching, where your thoughts rise, your purpose sharpens, and your inner world becomes your true foundation. Solitude isn't loneliness. It's strategy. It's where warriors train before the battle. It's where leaders sculpt their strength. When the noise of the world fades, your real voice starts to speak. Peace doesn't come from avoiding chaos. It comes from preparing for it. Each morning you spend in reflection, in journaling, in prayer, in breathing. You're laying bricks in the fortress of your mind. Don't wait for the world to hand you calm. Create it. Guard it like your most valuable treasure. Albert Einstein, known for transforming the way we understand the universe, often took long walks alone. That's where his most groundbreaking thoughts were born, not in loud debate, but in still contemplation. You must do the same. Start each day not with reaction, but with intention. Don't let notifications or headlines set your tone. Let clarity set your rhythm. Let focus be your guide. And when you return to the world, with its opinions, its tension, its unpredictability, you'll carry a different energy, one that cannot be shaken. Stillness is not doing nothing. It's doing the deepest work, the kind that builds resilience. It's where you train your mind to return to center, no matter what pulls at it. Think of yourself like steel in a furnace, not melting, but being molded, strengthened, refined. When discomfort rises, when people test your patience, that's not punishment, that's practice. That's life preparing you for greater things. Remember Mahatma Gandhi. Before leading revolutions, before confronting empires, he fasted. He meditated. He sat with silence. And in that silence, his power was born, not from rage, but from crystal clarity. You must develop that same clarity. You must build peace like a muscle. Train for it. Protect it. Practice it in the small things, the traffic jam, the delay, the rude comment. Those are your reps. That's your gym. Each time you choose calm over chaos, you stack peace. Like currency, like armor. When storms rise, and they will, it's not the loud who survive, but the deeply rooted. The ones who prepared when everything was still. The ones who cultivated calm in the quiet hours. Warren Buffett, one of the most disciplined minds in business, once said, "The difference between successful people and really successful people is that really successful people say no to almost everything." Why? Because focus is fuel, and peace is the gatekeeper. You must learn to say no to drama, to distraction, to anything that disrupts your alignment. Not from arrogance, but from self-respect. Your vision is sacred. Your clarity is sacred. Not everyone deserves access to your attention. Not every voice deserves your response. Not every situation deserves your energy. Create boundaries not as walls, but as filters, to preserve your mental clarity, your emotional space, your forward momentum. Because here's the truth. Life is full of noise, but only you decide what gets in. Your mind is a castle. Guard the gates. And if you want to live a life of impact, one that lifts others, one that builds legacies, you must train your emotions to serve your mission, not sabotage it. Every time you start your day in silence, you're not avoiding the world. You're preparing to lead it. Let your peace be your power. You don't have to attend every battle you're invited to. Not every provocation deserves your presence. True power is in rising, not reacting. When someone tries to pull you into a fight, they're showing you where they are, not where you need to be. And your greatest strength lies in not matching their fire, but maintaining your own light. Leadership isn't proven in shouting matches. It's revealed in restraint, in the ability to walk through the heat without being burned by it. Martin Luther King Jr., in the face of violence and hatred, didn't mirror the chaos. He transcended it. He carried stillness into storms. That's not passivity. That's presence. That's mastery. When tension fills a room, the most powerful person isn't the loudest. It's the one who remains grounded. The one who leads with tone, not tension. Your peace is not passive. It's a weapon. It holds the authority to de-escalate, to redirect, to transform. So when drama knocks, when criticism rises, when someone tries to hijack your mood, pause. Breathe. Smile, even, because you have something far more valuable than the last word. You have direction, and direction always wins over distraction. Say less. Hold more power. When emotions run high, words are fuel. Use them wisely. Use them sparingly. Don't speak to release pressure. Speak to guide. Speak to uplift. Speak to lead. Bruce Lee once said, "A wise man can learn more from a foolish question than a fool can from a wise answer." Why? Because wisdom doesn't need to defend itself. It listens. It observes. It chooses its moment with precision. You must do the same. The more reactive the world becomes, the more valuable stillness is. In conflict, say less. In stress, move slower. In chaos, be the calm. People remember not just what you say, they remember how you made them feel. Let your presence feel like safety. Let your words feel like clarity. And when it's time to speak, let every sentence carry purpose. Because you're not here to win arguments. You're here to build futures. You're not here to prove your worth. You're here to live it. There's a reason the most impactful voices in history didn't always speak often. But when they did, nations listened. Because their words came from silence. Their conviction was born in solitude. And so should yours. Speak with intention. Pause with power. And understand, silence isn't weakness. It's wisdom in motion. Beyoncé, known for her quiet strength and focused energy, rarely claps back. She doesn't need to. Her work speaks louder than rebuttals. Her focus silences critics. Let your focus do the same. Let your actions be so consistent, your results so undeniable, that your name becomes louder than any rumor. Because in the end, it's not about the noise around you. It's about the foundation beneath you. And the strongest foundations are built in stillness. So let others yell, provoke, gossip. You lead. You rise. You build. That's how greatness moves. Peace isn't something you stumble upon. It's something you stack, like gold. Every calm response is a deposit. Every moment of patience is interest earned. Every time you choose grace over fury, you're investing in emotional abundance. Anger, on the other hand, is expensive. It drains your energy, clouds your thinking, and steals your time. You might feel powerful in the moment, but you're emptying your reserves. And when those reserves run dry, even the smallest challenge feels like a mountain. That's why you must protect your peace like your most sacred resource. Think of your attention as currency. Every outburst is a withdrawal. Every distraction is a leak. Every unnecessary debate is a budget blown on something that won't pay you back. On the flip side, when you guard your focus, when you respond from clarity instead of emotion, you build emotional equity. You become unshakable, strategic, energized. Look at Oprah Winfrey. At the peak of her career, the world had opinions, criticism, noise. But she didn't argue. She redirected. She kept building. Because when your mission is clear, you don't pause to debate every detour. And here's the truth. Your vision is too valuable to waste on trivial things. The email that upset you, is it worth your purpose? The offhand comment at work, is it worth your peace? The gossip you overheard, is it worth your growth? If the answer is no, let it go. Because peace isn't passive. It's protection. It guards your creativity. It shields your decisions. It fuels your momentum. Imagine a reservoir inside you, filled with clarity, strength, and focus. You decide what pours in. You decide what gets filtered out. And every day, life will test that reservoir. A delay, a disrespect, a disappointment. But you're not here to be reactive. You're here to be resolute. So build your reserves. Start your day in silence. End it in reflection. Center yourself in gratitude. Anchor your mind in vision. That's how peace grows. That's how leaders are made. Look at Leonardo da Vinci. Centuries ahead of his time, he worked with precision, patience, and depth, not because life was easy, but because he protected his internal world. And from that world, genius emerged. You have that same choice. Build an inner sanctuary where no offense can enter, where no provocation finds fuel, where your mood isn't rented out to everyone who walks by. Because your power isn't in reaction, it's in direction. And every moment you choose peace, you're not just avoiding conflict. You're advancing your purpose. Train for peace like an athlete trains for greatness. Repetition, intention, endurance. And when the winds rise, because they will, you won't sway. You'll stand tall, rooted, focused, not because you avoided the storm, but because you prepared for it. So the next time something tempts you to react, ask yourself, is this worth what I'm building? If it's not, walk forward, stay grounded, and keep investing in what truly lasts. Peace, when practiced, becomes your signature. You weren't placed here to chase arguments. You're here to create impact, to build, to lead. Every second spent proving yourself is a second stolen from your purpose. And make no mistake, anger will tempt you. Ego will whisper, say something, win this. But success doesn't belong to the one who reacts fastest. It belongs to the one who stays the course. Stay rooted in why you started. Because when the insult comes, when the misunderstanding spreads, when your character is questioned, your future is still calling. Your dream still stands. And your integrity is still yours to protect. LeBron James. He's not just known for his game, but for his poise. While critics speak, he trains. While others throw shade, he builds schools. Because greatness doesn't engage in small talk, it stays in the gym. You have to ask yourself, is this offense more important than my assignment? If the answer is no, then your energy is too valuable to spend here. Your mind is a garden. Feed it purpose, and it blooms. Feed it resentment, and it withers. You get to choose what grows. And here's the truth most people never learn. Purpose makes you immune to petty things. A person on a mission doesn't stop for side comments. A visionary doesn't pause to correct every critic. You don't have time to defend your worth. Your results will do that for you. So focus. Refuse to be sidetracked by noise. Let the work speak. Let the outcomes echo. Look at Elon Musk. Whether you love him or challenge him, one thing's certain. He doesn't explain every move. He builds. He executes. He recalibrates. While others argue over opinions, he's launching rockets. That's the difference between ego and impact. So when someone tries to pull you down, remember this. Their volume doesn't define your value. Their drama doesn't deserve your attention. And their misunderstanding doesn't dictate your direction. Every reaction is a transaction. Ask yourself, is the cost worth it? Your energy is sacred fuel. Use it to advance your calling, not to chase shadows. Not everyone will understand your path. Not everyone will cheer. That's okay. You weren't built for the crowd. You were built for the climb. And every time you choose focus over friction, you take another step toward the summit. Every time you walk away from the noise, you walk toward your future. Let that be your habit. Let that be your edge. Because ego wants you to win moments. Purpose wants you to win legacies. Choose legacy. The strongest force in any room isn't the loudest voice. It's the calmest spirit. The one who doesn't absorb the energy of others, but radiates their own. The one who doesn't mirror the mood, but sets it. You carry that kind of power, and it starts not with what's around you, but with what's inside you. Every reaction begins long before the moment. It's shaped in the thoughts you nurture, in the values you clarify, in the vision you refuse to compromise. That's why you must lead yourself first, because you can't influence the world around you until you command the world within you. Your emotions are not your enemies. They're signals. They're teachers, but they are not your captains. You decide where to steer. When your inner world is balanced, The outside world loses its grip. Criticism becomes feedback. Delay becomes refinement. Setback becomes preparation. Marie Curie, working in obscurity and facing prejudice, never let the noise derail her. She stayed in the lab. She stayed in the process. And she discovered what changed the world. Not because she fought the critics, but because she refused to be moved by them. You must anchor yourself in that same clarity. So start every day checking in with your spirit. Ask, where am I grounded today? What's shaping my mindset? What story am I telling myself? Clean the mirror. Clear the lens. Don't carry old wounds into new moments. Don't let someone's shadow dim your light. Because here's the secret. People will reflect back to you what you believe about yourself. If you see yourself as powerful, you'll stop being triggered by pettiness. If you believe you are enough, you'll stop seeking validation in empty places. The real work isn't in controlling others. It's in mastering your own state. Every time you pause, instead of react, you're proving that you are no longer a passenger to your emotions. You're the pilot. And when someone comes at you with negativity, bitterness, chaos, see the wound beneath the words. Not to excuse it, but to refuse to absorb it. Compassion is not weakness. Forgiveness is not surrender. They are shields, built for those on a mission too important to be delayed by drama. Maya Angelou once said, "I can be changed by what happens to me, but I refuse to be reduced by it." That's emotional authority. That's the posture of someone who leads from within. So from this day on, hold your peace like a crown. Let stillness become your strength. Let your silence be a message. Don't rise to every challenge. Rise above it. Because legacy isn't built in rage. It's built in resilience. You don't need to clap back. You don't need to prove anything. You only need to keep building, keep moving, keep becoming. Let your consistency speak louder than your critics. Let your alignment outlast their opinions. And when the world tries to provoke you, stand steady. Speak gently. Move deliberately. Because you're not here to react. You're here to rise.